Welcome to a brand new series, Tales of Total War, where I ask a question on Twitter and people reply and the overall comments are shown on the video. The question for today's video was, what was your first experience with Total War? And this guy here saw a physical copy in the shop. It's amazing how these days people have to specify physical copy, like, yeah, an actual disc. Like at the time, you'd have just said a copy, but it's amazing how things change. He was 10 or 11 back then, and the game was 12 plus. His dad refused to buy it for him at first, but gave in after a while. Wow, I think, how old was I when I got it? Okay, I've told this story before, but I guess this is the video for it. My first experience with Total War was Alexander, the DLC. Because back then you'd buy DLC, well, an expansion, as a disc. And then on the back of the box in super small print, it would say, like, the original is required. I did not see that. I bought Alexander and then could not play it. I think I did that when I was about 10 or 11. 1 year later, I saw another game, Medieval 2, Kingdoms, on disc. I bought that and again I forgot to read the small print. How stupid was I? Eventually I got Rome and Medieval 2 and enjoyed it. But then, Napoleon Total War. And on the back, in the small print, internet connection required. For Steam. I did not see that, we did not have internet back then, and I could not play Napoleon Total War. I'm happy that we're no longer in the old days of discs. It caused me a lot of annoyance when I was younger, but anyway, he says it's the best purchase of his life, and I can stand by that too. Where would I be without Rome? Oh god, no. I'd have been a Rome 2 channel. Oh no. Imagine. These two here, Shogun 1 fans. They started with the OG Shogun 1. Remember, PC gaming magazines. Wow, those days. Even I don't really remember those days. That's how far back that is. And yeah, both of them said it blew their minds. It was very revolutionary for the time, and I think a lot of people forget that about Total War. They forget how revolutionary it was for like 3D graphics and stuff like that. The Great Book of Grudges. Yeah, he began with the first Roman game. Saw his uncle playing it, he got interested and played it himself. And it's amazing how many stories here are going to be about people discovering it from a friend, a family member, a neighbour, something like that. But then again, like back in those days, how else are you going to discover the game? It was very different back then, and has been hooked on Total War ever since. Now a Warhammer YouTuber. Traitor. I'm joking. I love Warhammer, I wish I could cover it more on the channel, but sadly, you know, my audience, it's a historical audience, and I'm not gonna, try and force anything down your throats or anything like that. So I'm sticking with the historicals, but, you know, I do like Warhammer, and I've got nothing against it, although I will continue to joke about it. This guy's dad used to play it when he was younger. One day, coming home from, kindergarten, he let him try it. He was terrible at it, but he loved it, and it got him and his brother into history as well. It also improved his English. Yeah, it definitely helped me get into history, and yeah, it improved my German, because the end turn times and the loading screens, they took so long that I had my German revision book with me, and during the end turn, I'll just flick through, learn a new German word, getting ready for my exams. But yeah, I'm assuming then he is German, which makes it even more interesting. I see kindergarten here. I think that looks German to me. But yeah, that's interesting. He used it to learn English, I used it to learn German. Yeah, that's interesting. In a way, he used it to learn my language and me his. Although, I can't remember a single word to this day. Ah, one from Doggy Dog... Why did I call him Doggy Dogbert? I don't know why that came in my mind. Dogbert. Yeah, Dogbert, that's it. A former Creative Assembly developer. He found Shogun on a demo on another game back in the before times from a copy of PC Zone. Wow, to play Shogun is to be OG, but to play a demo of it, wow. Well, I guess the game could have already been out by that point. Yeah, it might not have been an early access demo, but still another Shogun guy here. By the way, Dogbert, just saying, you know, you don't... not that I'm too interested, but you don't follow me on Twitter. You follow all the other guys, but not me, so... Yeah, I'm assuming, you know, you might have just forgotten. I'm not too bothered, like, but, you know, like, you could follow me on Twitter, you know. Just saying. This guy, he got Medieval 2 as a gift. Deluxe edition... 2x DVD with a metal Footman figurine, a soundtrack CD, a book, all packed in a leather sheet. Oh, he got the collector's edition. Oh, that's nice. That does sound nice, that one. By the way, I really hope Rome Remastered gets a collector's edition. If it does, I'm getting it. Guess what? His disc was broken and he couldn't install the game. Swapped the parcel via post, and he got one, and he enjoyed it a lot. But he uninstalled it, and lent it to somebody else, who installed it on another PC. Oh, he lost his collector's edition, but he got back into it again with Steam. I like that, a little nice story there, a tale, and that's what this series is all about. I like that. Admiral Price now. He bought a few games to play around 2002 to 2003, when his mum bought her Kompaku? Okay, one was Medieval, and later he went back to Shogun and bought Rome 1 when it came out, been playing ever since. Built his first gaming rig in 2004. Yeah, a lot of people don't know this about Admiral Price, but he's actually really, really old. Like, a really old man. I think he's in his 60s or something, but yeah, he's old. Up to the early 2000s, we hadn't been well off, but things started to change with the housing bubble, and we lived around some rich people I had learned to, monetize. To be clear, nothing illegal. Okay, Admiral Price, I'll take your word for it. Nothing illegal. Still a bit of an interesting story. Okay. It's weird looking back because I'm getting nostalgia hearing about some of these stories. But I'm actually very new to the scene. I started playing Rome when I was 14 or 15. Yeah, more like 15. I am 22 now. It's like I got into Total War when Rome 2 was about to be released. I think it might already have been out. But yeah, that's when I got into it. But I started all the way back with the original ones, with Rome and then Medieval 2. And I just find it so interesting how most of the YouTubers, they're much older than me. I think out of all the one's content partners, I think I am the youngest. By quite a bit as well. But they all play like the new stuff and I play the old stuff. You'd think it'd be the other way around. Those guys living off nostalgia and me covering the Warhammer, but no. For some reason I'm still here covering Rome. Yeah, just a fun little story there. I am, by quite a bit, one of the youngest, if not the youngest. His dad used to play Shogun 2 when it was released, and he watched him play and then played it himself soon afterwards. I love that when you're really young and you watch an older family member play video games. Ah, those were the days. So much nostalgia. After a time, he learned there were more games, got addicted, and has loved all of them apart from Three Kingdoms, Thrones, and Troy. Of course, if I had to guess 3 games on his list that he did not like, this would be my guess as well. One from Warrior of Sparta now, who, like Dogbear, also does not follow me on Twitter. He does follow everybody else, but he does not follow me. Warrior of Sparta, I'm assuming, I don't know what happened, you might have forgotten, maybe misclicked, but yeah, just reminding you, if you happen to watch this video, you could follow me on Twitter, just saying, I'm not personally too bothered, but it's not affecting me mentally, it's not getting to me, but, you could follow me on Twitter. Anyway, after watching Time Commanders before Rome was even announced, ooh, that's an interesting way to discover it. Because he loved the concept so much, he went and bought Medieval 1 and fell in love with it. Didn't even know at that point that CA were behind Time Commanders. So when Rome was announced, he exploded with excitement. I like that story. I used to watch the documentary series Decisive Battles, which also used Rome Total War gameplay. Before I played the main game, and I was shocked when I made that connection, here I had this brand new game, let's see what it's like, and it just clicked, wait a minute, I know this gameplay, I've seen this before, and it was of course the TV show, yeah. Rome really went mainstream, in ways that games did not do back then, it did become very popular outside of the gaming world. People would be surprised at how big it actually got. Of course, you've got to factor in its time, of course, but, 2004, a small studio, it'll be like the modern day equivalent of Fall Guys or something like that. It just explodes, everybody loves it, news are talking about it, but then quickly dies out after that. It's sort of like the modern day version of that. Someone's school presentation, oddly enough. What an interesting way to discover a video game series. Could have been a history one. Yeah, possibly. Or IT, I don't know. He discovered Total War when he was a kid. Started with Medieval 2. Hyped about Empire. I can see where this one is going. Utterly disappointed. Broken bugging mess. Still to this day. And Napoleon did redeem it. Napoleon was a lot of fun. Yeah, I did like Napoleon too. And as a child, he adored the spectacle in Medieval 2's battles, especially cavalry charges. And I think that is something the old ones did right. No matter who you were, there was always a unit to find satisfying. Whether that be a cav charge, or like me just seeing a lot of archers, completely melt a unit, or whatever it is, there's always something satisfying about the games, and I think that's what keeps them playable to this day. Or maybe it's phalanxes that you liked. One from Gudea now, the original Medieval. First campaign was a Byzantine campaign. Best soundtrack in the series today. 3 era campaigns, excellent medieval atmosphere, a legendary game. I agree. I really did like the 3 campaign system. Imagine if they kept up with that. Imagine if Rome just had 2 more campaigns on the same map, but it's set in different eras. That would be so much more interesting, and not much work because it's on the same map. But yeah, imagine if Medieval 2 had that as well. Now they're kind of going back to it with Three Kingdoms, but, that's as DLC, which I don't mind as much, but yeah, those were very interesting times. It's no longer viable now to do that, no longer profitable, but, it was good back then. Really opened up a lot of replayability. And that's what I like about Paradox, on top of many other things, but overall, I do like how, you can jump in at different eras. This guy first played Rome at 4 years old, after watching his brother play it. He didn't know anything about it, but he played it, thought it was the best thing ever. It had history, strategy and action. It was everything he ever wanted. Oh, so young playing Rome. Oh. Rome. I don't really remember how I got it, but when I first started playing it, I didn't know how to keep my armies together and just sent lone generals off into the wilderness to fight the Gauls. I do remember trying to convince my parents that I was old enough to play Empire there. Aww. Soon he's gonna be disappointed. Empire. That's a nice little story. I really miss the days when I was too dumb to play. You know, now the games are too easy. I pick them up quicker, but I do miss the days when I'd lose over and over and over again, but I did not care at all. I'd just keep on playing. I do miss those days. And when you made the really dumb decisions, but it was okay. You were learning how to play. Like now, even if it's a new title, I still like... I push myself too much, that's how I play, but because I can't just sit down and, like, enjoy it now. I need that little bit of challenge in there, but I miss the days when the challenge was low, but still you could lose. I miss that time. Okay, this guy here created a stupid song that they would sing whenever they used Add Money 40,000. I like that story. Tell us the song. Let us know it. The first Total War this guy played was Rome 2 when it came out, but he was not old enough, so had to wait one Christmas to play it. Or imagine having a game, you've bought it, but because of the age rating, no. Your parents say you've got to wait one more year. Oh, that would kill me inside. Then again, I had Alexander Total War for like 3 years, but I could not play it because I did not have the original. So yeah, that did tear me up inside. And then same again with Medieval Two Kingdoms. He had most fun with Rome 2 and Napoleon. Second choice would be Shogun 2. I guess it depends where you really get into it. I think a lot of people who played Rome 1 first or Medieval 2 prefer Rome 1, but people who played Rome 2 first, they're Rome 2 like super diehard Rome 2 fans. Seeing CA get rid of so many mechanics in the games is sad. Now you know how we felt when your favourite game came out. Rome 2, so much cut. Oh well. One that I found on Wikipedia now from the Europa Barbarorum team. They started in 2004, January, 8 months before release. Basic story is that they saw the game early and they reached out to the developers wanting the goals to be a bit more historical. They didn't like the goofy stereotype mode that they went for, the Hollywood stereotype they call it. The developers did turn them down, but still, when the game launched, they went into modding, and yeah, they did a very good job at it. These guys were the original modders for the game, and yeah, you've got to respect them for that. I know a lot of people are now saying Rome Remastered is dead, EB team is not working on it, as they did announce, but you know, we've moved on since then. A lot of people are out of the loop, so I feel I'm the one who has to say this, but the Total War Rome modding scene, it was really starting to enter into a renaissance. Like, even without the remaster, it was coming back, and so many new interesting mods were starting to come into this. Plus my channel as well played probably a bit of a part in that, like getting the new mods out there, and other up and coming YouTubers in the scene too. But yeah, Europa Barbarorum team, I'll always respect you. But fans of Total War, who are worried that they're not working on it, don't worry. We've moved on since then, and there's many more very able modders who I am fully confident of, who could drive the game forwards. And the last one right now, and I thought I'd share it because this guy got it from Best Buy. Medieval 1 he got. Never regretted it, but Best Buy backwards, Yubstep. Of course, after the Oliphants, the massive elephant cheat code that you could get in-game. Bit of nostalgia to end it on, I like that. Anyway, I have been MELKOR. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more. Also, check out my Twitter, and you'd better follow it this time. I'll probably post another question in like 1 or 2 weeks. Probably do another video. It depends how it is for views and likes and all that. Let me know. Do you want to see more like this? Tales of Total War from the community. Because they deserve to get their voices heard much more, in my opinion. But yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed, but for now, until the next one, tomorrow's video, MELKOR.